1. Under Section 608 of the Clean Air Act, what is the primary purpose of CFC certification? A. To increase revenue for the EPA through certification fees. B. To ensure that technicians servicing refrigeration equipment follow proper refrigerant handling procedures. C. To eliminate all uses of CFCs in commercial applications by 2030. D. To provide employment opportunities in the HVAC industry. 2. Which international agreement established the phase-out schedule for ozone-depleting substances, including CFCs? A. Kyoto Protocol. B. Paris Agreement. C. Montreal Protocol. D. Geneva Convention. 3. What is the maximum penalty per day for venting CFCs, HCFCs into the atmosphere during servicing, repair, or disposal of appliances? A. $10,000. B. $25,000. C. $37,500. D. $44,539. 4. According to EPA regulations, what does the term de minimis refer to in refrigerant release? A. Releases of less than 1 pound per year. B. Negligible releases associated with good faith attempts to recapture and recycle refrigerant. C. Any accidental release during normal operations. D. Releases from equipment containing less than 5 pounds of refrigerant. 5. Which refrigerant has the highest ozone depletion potential, ODP? A. R410A, 134A, C12, R22. 6. What are the 3 types of technician certification under EPA Section 608 regulations? A. Apprentice, journeyman, and master. B. Type 2, and Type 3. C. Small appliances, medium appliances, and large appliances. D. Residential, commercial, and industrial. 7. A Type 1 certification allows a technician to service which of the following? A. Small appliances containing 5 pounds or less of refrigerant. B. High-pressure refrigeration systems only. C. Low-pressure refrigeration systems only. D. All types of refrigeration and air conditioning equipment. 8. What is the required evacuation level for a small appliance Type 1 before disposal if the compressor is not operating? A. 0 pounds per square inch gauge. B. 4 inches of mercury vacuum. C. 10 inches of mercury vacuum. D. 15 inches of mercury vacuum. 9. Which recovery method involves removing refrigerant from a system in any condition without the aid of components in the system? A. Active recovery. B. Passive recovery. C. System-dependent recovery. D. Self-contained recovery. 10. According to EPA regulations, reclaimed refrigerant means refrigerant that has been A. Processed to new product specifications and chemically analyzed to verify conformance. B. Extracted and cleaned using oil separation and single or multiple passes through devices. C. Removed from a system in any condition and stored in an external container. D. Mixed with other refrigerants for future use in different applications. 11. What is the difference between recovery and recycling of refrigerants? A. Recovery is faster than recycling. B. Recovery removes refrigerant from a system. Recycling cleans it for reuse by reducing contaminants. C. Recovery requires certification. Recycling does not. D. Recovery is only for CFCs. Recycling is for all refrigerants. 12. Which of the following appliances would require a Type 2 certification to service? A. Household refrigerator. B. Commercial ice machine. C. Household freezer. D. Room air conditioner containing 4 pounds of refrigerant. 13. What is the required evacuation level for a high-pressure system with a non-operating compressor containing more than 200 pounds of refrigerant? A. 0 pounds per square inch gauge. B. 4 inches of mercury vacuum. C. 10 inches of mercury vacuum. D. 15 inches of mercury vacuum. 14. How long must equipment used for refrigerant recovery and recycling be certified by an EPA-approved testing organization? A. Certification never expires if equipment is properly maintained. B. Every 5 years. C. Every 3 years. D. Annually. 15. What is the maximum opening time allowed when using nitrogen to pressurize a system during leak detection? A. 15 minutes. B. 30 minutes. C. The regulation does not specify a maximum time. D. 1 hour. 16. What is the maximum allowable air content in recovered refrigerant before it must be processed or disposed of? A. 2% by volume. B. 5% by volume. C. 10% by volume. D. There's no maximum. Any amount of air is acceptable. 17. When recovering refrigerant from a system, what must be done with the used refrigerant oil? A. It must be reclaimed before disposal. B. It can be disposed of with regular waste oil. C. It must be recovered and either reclaimed or properly disposed of as hazardous waste. D. It must always be sent back to the manufacturer. 18. What does the term ultra-low-emission refrigerant equipment refer to? A. Equipment that leaks less than 10% annually. B. Equipment designed to operate with natural refrigerants only. C. Hermetically sealed equipment with a leak rate under 0.2 ounces per year. D. Any equipment manufactured after 2010. 19. According to EPA regulations, when must leak repairs be performed on commercial refrigeration equipment with a charge over 50 pounds? A. When the leak rate exceeds 35% per year. B. When the leak rate exceeds 20% per year. C. When the leak rate exceeds 10% per year. Immediately upon detection of any leak. 20. What is the main environmental concern associated with CFC refrigerants? A. They contribute to acid rain. B. They deplete the stratospheric ozone layer. C. They cause indoor air quality problems. D. They are highly flammable and explosive. 21. Which certification type is required to service comfort cooling systems in commercial buildings? A. B. C. D. Universal. 22. What is the proper procedure for disposing of disposable refrigerant cylinders? A. They can be thrown in regular trash once empty. B. They must be recovered to a vacuum of 15 inches of mercury and rendered useless. C. They must be returned to the manufacturer. D. They should be recycled at any metal recycling facility. 23. According to EPA regulations, what is the minimum level of evacuation required for a low-pressure system before opening the system? A. 0 pounds per square inch gauge. 25 millimeter of mercury absolute. C. 4 inches of mercury vacuum. D. 10 inches of mercury vacuum. 24. What does global warming potential, GWP, measure? A. The ability of a substance to deplete ozone. B. The heat-trapping ability of a gas compared to carbon dioxide. C. The flammability rating of refrigerants. D. The toxicity level of refrigerants in confined spaces. 25. When recovering refrigerant into a non-pressurized container, what safety precaution must be observed? A. The container should never be filled to more than 60% of its capacity by weight. B. The container must be pressurized before use. C. The container should be filled to 100% capacity to prevent air contamination. D. The container must be heated to increase recovery speed. 26. Which organization provides the safety classifications for refrigerants such as A1, A2, B1? A. EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. B. OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration. C. ASHRAE, American Society of Heating, Refrigerating, and Air Conditioning Engineers. D. DOT, Department of Transportation. 27. What is drop-in replacement refrigerant? A. A refrigerant that can replace another without any system modifications. B. A refrigerant that must be dropped into the system from above. C. A refrigerant that naturally separates from oil. D. A temporary refrigerant used during emergency repairs. 28. In a refrigeration system, what is the primary function of the compressor? A. To cool the refrigerant. B. To increase the pressure and temperature of the refrigerant vapor. C. To condense the refrigerant from vapor to liquid. D. To meter the refrigerant flow into the evaporator. 29. What does superheat refer to in a refrigeration system? A. The temperature of refrigerant above its boiling point at a given pressure. B. The temperature difference across the condenser. C. The maximum operating temperature of the compressor. D. The ambient temperature when the system overheats. 30. Which component in a refrigeration system is responsible for metering refrigerant flow? A. Compressor. Condenser. C. Evaporator. Expansion device, TXV or metering device. 31. When is it permissible to vent refrigerants containing CFCs, HCFCs, or HFCs into the atmosphere? A. When the system contains less than 5 pounds. B. During emergency situations only. C. Never, except for de minimis releases. D. When the outdoor temperature is below freezing. 32. What information must be included on the label of a refrigerant cylinder? A. Only the chemical name of the refrigerant. B. The refrigerant type, date of manufacture, and cylinder serial number. C. The refrigerant designation, appropriate hazard warning, and if it's virgin, reclaimed, or recovered. D. Only the DOT specification and test date. 33. When using a recovery machine, what indicates that the recovery process is complete for a system with an operating compressor? A. When the system pressure reaches 0 psg. B. When the recovery machine shuts off automatically. C. When the system has been evacuated to the required level and the vacuum holds for the appropriate time. D. When no more refrigerant vapor is visible.